Hi everyone, welcome back to Jory Romi's Kidding. So now that kids are back in school, it's also back to exam time. So if your child is in primary in a CBSE school, then in all likelihood they have to face at least 3 to 4 exams in one academic year. Now this is in addition to spell tests, dictations and any other activities and project works that they may have to do. Very often, we parents end up having to help them prepare for these exams, these tests, and also in all their activities. In today's video, I'd like to share a few study tips that you may especially find helpful if you have a child who is in primary. So, the first thing to do would be to have a fixed study time on school days. Now, when the child is back home after they've rested and either before they go to play or once they're back from playing, uh, try to set aside 15 minutes to 20 minutes wherein they can go over what has been taught in class or practice for dictations or prepare for examinations or do any pending activities that they may have. And as far as possible, try to ensure that this is a part of your routine on all school days. Secondly, try to make sure that they take responsibility for their work. So wherever possible, you can prepare worksheets or you can download the worksheets given and have them go over it by themselves. And then once they're done with that, you can make them check their work. This is especially helpful for spell tests and dictations, wherein either you just read the word out to them and then they try to write it and they check it themselves so that they can see what their mistakes are, they identify their mistakes and they correct it. The advantage of this is that they will learn to take ownership of their studies, plus it will give us some free time and probably also not overwhelm us wherein we feel burdened with their studies. When it comes to subjects, for maths, what I do with Patrick is we go over some of the problems that have been done in class that day. So I write it down on a piece of paper, ask him to solve it. And if I'm giving him the same problems that are in the notebook, I'll ask him to check it himself. Otherwise, I would check it and then that is done. Now for multiplication tables, for Patrick, what has worked is just basically repetition. So we got him to say the tables like 1 ones are 1, 1 twos are 2, or 5 ones are 1, 5 twos are 10. So have them repeatedly say the tables so that it is ingrained into their memory and it is easier for them. Once they are thorough with the tables, then you can make them practice in colorful multiplication books like this or have them write it on reusable timetable books such as this one. For English, science, and social studies, of course, there is a lot to read. So, ideally, make them go over the chapter that has been taught in class and then go over the questions or activities at the end of each chapter. And then you can have them write the spellings that they may find difficult because they will have to write these in school and also in the examinations. They may be expected to know a lot of these spellings. When it comes to English, have them practice any antonyms, synonyms, adjectives, nouns, any other grammar that has been taught. You can look online and give them some sheets to solve, or you can use the sheets that have been provided by the school. For science, have them practice any diagrams that are a part of their curriculum. Make them draw the diagram by themselves, label it, and then have them check it by themselves as well so that they know where they have gone wrong and then they can correct it and learn again if it's wrong. Now, for social studies, also known as SST, what you can do is you can download these maps that they need to know and then you can block out the names using either Paint or Word and then have them label those maps and practice it for their exams. Now for languages like Arabic, Hindi or French, these can be a bit tricky, especially because very often they are not our mother tongue or our native language. So a couple of suggestions are, one would be to prepare flashcards. So wherein you can have the picture on one card and the word written in the language on another card, so then your child can identify and learn through these flashcards. Flashcards are very helpful in learning languages. Another suggestion would be to have them write in their notebooks in three columns. In one column, they can write down the word. In the second column, they can write down the English meaning of that word. And in the third column, they can write down the English pronunciation of that word so that this helps them later on with their studies. Another thing you could do is, for example, if there are 5 new words taught in the week, you can make them practice 2 of those words every day. So, 2 or 3 words, make them write it down 5 times, and then you can ask them to again write it down from memory until it is completely clear to them. If your child's exams are ongoing or approaching, try to keep a positive frame of mind. Have them take responsibility for their work. Let them check their own work. Let them take the responsibility of reading and going through the questions themselves. And during the exam week, try to practice any revision sheets that your school has sent and try to put them to bed early so that they are fresh. So with that, we come to the end of today's video. If you have more helpful study tips, then please do share them in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching. Until our next video, stay safe and happy kidding!